If you watch my channel or visit my website, you'll know how much I love bog filters. And if you don't watch my channel, my name is Kev, and my aim is to help people build and maintain a pond without spending a fortune. If that sounds like something that interests you, you might like to subscribe and visit my website, Ozponds.com. I love bog filters for so many reasons. One, they're a powerful biological filter, simply because of the amount of surface area they provide for beneficial bacteria. A biological filter is incredibly important if you want to keep fish, especially large fish like koi. A bog filter mimics natural wetland environments. They use plants and microorganisms to break down waste, including fish waste and decaying organic material. This biological filtration process converts harmful substances like ammonia and nitrites into less harmful nitrates, which can be absorbed by the plants that are planted into the filter. I find in my ponds with bog filters, I end up with basically no nitrates. This could be a number of factors that I'll go into more details later. But basically, a bog filter is filtering water in the same way that nature has always filtered water. Number 2, a bog filter is cheap to build. You can build a bog filter out of loads of different materials. On this channel I've shown various different bog filters that I've built for my ponds. And a quick search on YouTube will yield countless other designs and ideas. But the idea is always the same. You're moving water through a substrate that is colonised by bacteria, and you're utilising the magic of plants. In my designs, I like to incorporate an easy way to drain and flush the filter. When designed well, a bog filter should only need periodic maintenance, but I still want it to be easy. A third thing I love about a bog filter is that it has some mechanical filter benefits. The slow flow of water through the bog can help it trap sediments, and so can the roots of the plants. It's not unusual for me to go 2 years without cleaning and flushing some of my larger bog filters. Which brings me to the fourth thing I love about bog filters, super low maintenance. I want to just sit around and enjoy my ponds, not constantly rinsing sponges, conducting water changes, or monitoring water parameters. My idea of maintenance is me with a beer, watching the ecosystem do its thing. Although, to be fair, I do find it therapeutic to net my ponds in the nice weather. The fifth thing I love about bogs is that they seem to be relatively predictable. Based on the size of the pond and the intended use, I find I can size the filter and the pump in a way that gives me predictable results. Finally, I love that bogs are natural filters and can be made to look like they are just part of the landscape. They don't require a filter house or even need to look like a filter. They can look like a water garden that's simply part of the aquatic environment. Yet they can still look great on formal ponds. So with all that said, a bog filter is by no means the only effective way to filter a pond, and in a heavily stocked koi pond, a bog filter alone will possibly be inadequate for your needs. Every pond is different, every person is different, and everyone's agendas are different. My main goal is to have a low maintenance pond that blends in with nature and enhances the overall ecosystem of my yard. Sure, I do have some ponds where the main focus is the fish, still with bog filters and still with no water changes. But to be fair, I probably never really pushed the boundaries of overstocking, even in those ponds. Again, we all have different agendas. I don't like the idea of fish being in overpopulated ponds. Even if I could filter the water to keep it safe and healthy, I'd still worry about the fish's quality of life. I know I'm personally more happy in my little oasis as opposed to being on a cramped train. Will the cramped train kill me? No, but I'm more happy with room to move. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. The thing is, a bog filter is a very effective filter. It has the ability to reduce the amount of nitrates in your pond also. There's a number of reasons I believe this occurs. The first is the plants. Plants like to consume nitrogen. Nitrate is a form of nitrogen, as is the ammonia and the nitrite. They can also consume phosphates or phosphorus, which is helpful for anyone battling algae. The other way I believe a bog filter helps complete the nitrogen cycle and reduce nitrates is that areas of the filter end up with low oxygen. These low oxygen environments become home to other types of bacteria that convert the nitrogen into a gas. This gas bubbles up and dissipates into the atmosphere. So basically a bog filter, by utilising natural processes that have been happening for millennia, is filtering the water in a variety of ways. Variety is the spice of life. If we have a highly oxygenated filter, say like a Backy shower, we're completely reliant on the bacteria that live in oxygen-rich environments and can process ammonia very quickly, but have no means of removing nitrate. This needs to be done via a water change. We miss out on the benefits of the plants and the low oxygen bacteria. It can be hard to add plants to a koi pond, as they like to eat them. In a separate bog filter, they're safe and can go about purifying the water without getting trashed. So a bog filter is just a really versatile filter. Again, I'm not saying it's the only way. If you want a heavily stocked koi pond and you're feeding all the time, you'll want to have supplement filtration, especially mechanical filtration. There's lots of different options depending on your needs, but because I'm not interested in overstocking my ponds, it's not something I've ever really needed to learn more about. For me, a bog filter's been enough. I guess my point is, you can still use a bog filter in conjunction with your existing filtration system. Over the years, I've received hundreds, maybe even thousands of emails and comments from people that have added a bog filter to their koi pond. A common thread is they wish they did it years ago. The funny thing is, where I live in Australia, keeping koi carp is illegal, so I can't personally keep them. But at least my videos and articles have helped lots of others keep theirs happy and healthy, and that makes me happy. Remember, there's lots of different ways to filter water. The amount of filtration required is dependent on the amount of waste and nutrient being produced. The processes are pretty much the same, whether it's wastewater, a turtle pond, a duck pond, a koi pond, or a simple wildlife pond. The filter needs to be sized and designed for the pond's intended use. If you like my approach to ponds and want to learn how I size the filters, you might like to check out my downloadable PDF on my website and some of the various videos on how I've built my ponds. Anyway, I hope this video helped you to consider a bog filter for your pond. Thanks for watching. See ya.